You came to our chatbot training class. I'd love to hear your views on it and how it's made you more money.
I attended the chatbot class at Coastal Carolina Community College Small Business Center. It was instructed by Kevin and Martin, and I was an immediate adopter. I was enamored with the chatbot functionality and how I saw the potential that it would have for my website. And I used what was presented in the class, and that's the TDO chatbot. The benefits for me as a small business owner are it's relatively inexpensive. It only costs about $145 a year for the entire, for the full functionality of the program. They make constant updates to it, and it's fairly easy to learn. I like to call it the Lego building block approach to building a chatbot. It gives you a whole set of components, and then you can use examples that are provided kind of like your Lego instructional manual to adapt and modify, or you can create from scratch. And I've done both, and I've been relatively, lucky to learn how to do it. But the biggest benefit it's done for me is it's helped close sales. People that are uncertain or don't want to read a frequently asked questions page, I've built my chatbots around my fact page, and we modify that periodically based on the frequency of questions asked. So if somebody were to ask, do you have birthday party specials for my escape room? Now the chatbot will respond, yes, we do. Please contact this phone number for booking. So the benefit of the chatbot for my website, crackednc.com, has been innumerable. I can't say anything better about it than it's actually added to my business and the effectiveness of my website.
And you've made a few $1,000s in either savings or profit from working with this?
Direct bookings, click-through bookings from, because the back end does track that as far as metrics go. People that have clicked the book now button has contributed to several $1,000s in booking over the life of the chatbot. So I paid $145 for a year, but I've made anywhere between 25 and 30 times that back on my website as far as conversions go, from somebody visiting my website to actually converting them into a sale.
And the key thing to understand is you didn't have to pick up the phone and talk to someone to get that revenue. That's what's so important. And people think, oh, it's on the website anyway. No, they don't want to hunt and peck around. They don't want to read your Q and answer. They want to answer. We developed the course because we saw we're at a tipping point. There was a point, I'm old enough where no one had an answering machine. Now, young people don't even know what that is. And it's like, now it's like all they had is that. There were times when websites exist, no one had a website. And then now is a tipping point. We're now at a tipping point where society seems to be more comfortable using a chatbot than going to the phone and going through one of those long trees or being on hold or leave a message. And in a small business, this is critical, like a plumber, electrician, or something, that if they don't get an answer quick, they move on. But if they get an answer from the chatbot and they can schedule a call or something like that, you're in business.
Another huge benefit of this particular chatbot, I don't know about other ones, but about TDO, is that it has a live chat function. So sure, I have a whole series of pre-canned responses, but if somebody's asking a question, and I maybe 5 or 6 times a day, I'm getting chatbot interactions from my website. And maybe once a day, I'm going to have one of those where I will have my cell phone, because I have the app on my cell phone, and I'll live chat with them to answer their questions, because maybe they're asking about a group of 14 plus or more. Also, I'm not awake 24 hours a day. Although my telephone from my shop forwards to my cell phone, but I don't answer it. If it's 10 o'clock at night, I'm not answering this phone.
Life. Yeah.
Like I'm not a slave to my business. My business, I run my business. My business doesn't run me. The chatbot is a real beneficial tool to, maybe fend off some of these phone calls. And again, because I track what the highest frequency of questions are, I can update this on the fly, relatively quickly, within 10 minutes. And I don't have to go to an outside company to do this. I sit at my computer drinking coffee. I'm in my pajamas. Oh, I need to add a question about large group bookings, especially since I've just added a mobile component to my business. Where people can book trailers and I can do festivals. So those are things that I'm going to add new chatbots to, and I can do it, sit down, do a quick flow chart, How big a group can you accommodate? What's the base price? Those kind of things. What's your range? So I'm going to sit down and write all of the questions that I can think of about a large remote offsite booking for my escape room business. And then I'm going to turn that into a chat flow function. And so when somebody, an HR manager has been tasked with doing a team building activity for their 27-person company, they can just ask those questions real quick and I can come out there. So for me, it's been a huge benefit to keeping my business running. Again, because I'm one person, I own my business, I manage my business, I work in my business, but at the same time, I can answer these questions.
One more thing I loved is you asked a few people that you knew, what do you think before the class? And they said, I don't know about this. I'm not gung-ho. And I think it's important that we don't live in our own paradigm. We test things out and see what the customer really wants.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't build the chatbot for me. Like I'm of a generation where if I have a question, I'll pick up the phone and make a phone call. And believe me, my phone rings off the hook on most days. But sometimes there's a certain age demographic where people are very comfortable with speaking or interacting with AI. Amazon Alexa, Hello Google, those kind of things. The Microsoft Siri's Amazon, and whatever Microsoft is.
Right.
Cortana for Microsoft, are very comfortable with interacting with with AI, with artificial intelligence. So, and I think that, like you said earlier, that's a tipping point. People are starting to accept this more and more, as long as it's not intrusive. That's the thing, is you've got to be able to understand that the chatbot can't be intrusive and it can't be pesky. It can't be, it can't harass people. This particular chatbot, TDO, has email collection functionality. I don't really use it like that. I may be leaving money on the table by not doing that. But again, people don't want to be spammed and they don't want their email out there. So, the less opportunities that I can have to shy somebody away from interacting with the chatbot, that's the way I use it.
I think that's an excellent way. I mean, we've all gone to one where it goes, what's your name, address, email, blood type, how many children, before we'll get your question answered. They're bouncing off of it. That's why we taught in the class, make it easy. You're getting free information. You're learning about the questions and topics that your customers are asking. This is good for SEO, content management, creation, everything. Don't be intrusive. Don't try to get everything at once. The concept of, I call it business courting, it's like, what would you like? And people are willing to go in deeper when you make them comfortable and work with it. We want to do this with chat. Someone comes to your front door and say, hey, you open, what's your email? What's your phone number? What's your address? What's your blood type?
What's the password?
Right.
So how I will use the data collection is for those, like this one conversation about a group of 14 or more. If you leave your information, your name and phone number and an email, we'll send you because TDO also has immediate confirmation email send. Like I can send which I haven't built that functionality in here, but that is one of the Lego bricks in the box allowed for me to use. So for the large scale bookings, when I build out this chat, I will put that form in there. It's like, okay, you could either call us, or if you leave your information, a representative will contact you as soon as possible so that we can get you set up and moving along. Accurate and timely use of that kind of tool is, precise tool is the best way I would use it. I wouldn't just blanket my website with it because it's, again, intrusive, and I don't want to be intrusive. I want people to get the information that they're looking for and then ultimately click through to convert that sale.
Which they are. I mean, that's the thing is, when we have a sense of choice, then we do move faster into becoming a customer when we have that sense of choice. So it's a very big deal. That's excellent. And first of all, great. We love teaching the course. We can do it in person, online, and self-paced. So we have all three versions now, and very exciting to just hear. That's our goal. Make more money, save more time. And that's what, when we hear that, that's always the wins we want everyone in the class to do. And also go over the concepts. What are the levels? What's the entry level, more advanced level? And we covered all of those.
Well, the biggest benefit of the class to me was it took that building blocks approach. It took for somebody like myself with absolutely no knowledge whatsoever about a chatbot. Like prior to the class, I had seen them on websites, but I put no further thought into what does the back end look like. And I took the class out of curiosity. I wanted to learn more about it and see how I could incorporate it into my business. And if it would be first off, the cost benefit analysis is like, what is the cost of this? And then what could be the benefit? And then ultimately, what is the bottom line? Going into that class blind, I mean, I was excited from when I left the class that I went home that night, jumped on the website, jumped on TDO, downloaded the trial version, made a couple samples of it. And I was like, okay, I can definitely see how this can be helpful. And I'm technically adaptable, I guess is a good word for it. I mean, yeah, I understand certain levels of technology to certain levels. But I'm not a programmer by trade. I'm a Marine retired 20-year infantryman with a high school diploma and a little bit of college. I am not a programmer. I understand logic flow, but the A, B's, C's, and Z's of code programming, that's not me. I don't know how to do it. This is simple drag and drop interface. This is simple yes, no, if then, if A happens, then B happens. If you can think like that, then you could build your own chatbot for little to no money.
Excellent. Great having you in the class. Tell people how they can learn about your wonderful business, because you got a fantastic service you offer.
Sure. I'm Cracked It Escape Games out of Jacksonville, North Carolina. My website is crackeditnc.com. That's crackeditncnovembercharlie.com. I'm the same thing on all social media platforms. It's at crackeditnc on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the tickety talk. I don't use that too much. Snapchat, etc. Or you could if you want to chat with me specifically, you can drop me an email at owner@crackeditnc.com. And I'm very happy to answer questions. This is an unpaid endorsement. Martin has not paid me any money to say this. This is definitely a pro bono, endorsement of the chatbot class and the chatbot functionality.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you.